Hello.
Hi, we are Doctors Jennifer and Jake Dean Hill, and this is the Doctors J&J podcast. We are so excited to be here with you today. We are both licensed therapists. We work together, we live together, we lead together, so we understand the challenges of being able to work peacefully and harmoniously together. We have come up with a simple, concrete solution. It's called Wear Two Crowns.
Wear Two Crowns is all about equity, learning how to bring out the strengths in each other, and learning how to share the power in the relationship so that we can all be better together. Each week, we're going to give you tips and tools and strategies and even personal stories to help you wear two crowns. And we're going to invite experts in the field of relationships that will help to educate us, inspire us to wear two crowns as well.
Yes. So tune in each week. We look forward to our time together. Welcome to the Doctors J&J podcast.
We're back.
We are back. And we are literally back from a trip to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yes. People keep asking me about the trip, and I keep describing it as a cross between Mexico and Hawaii.
It's a fabulous description.
It seems like that's exactly what it was.
Yes, it was beautiful. Such beautiful beaches. The people were so friendly. It was easy to get to, easy to get around. Well, kind of easy to get around. It was kind of funny. The driving, you drove, so it was easy for me because I was in the passenger seat the whole time. But yeah, it was.
Yes, the roads were very interesting.
They're very relaxed about their driving.
Very relaxed, and they don't really care about lines in the road or about fixing potholes.
Or about pulling over for emergency vehicles. We've learned that too.
Yeah, it was all part of the adventure, but man, it was such a beautiful country, and we just had a blast.
We sure did.
Got to explore the tropical rainforest.
Yes.
We kayaked at night.
We did.
And
with 200 other kayakers.
Yes. Pretty exciting because we got to see this bioluminescence in the water, which was very cool. It was glowing. It
was glowing. It was very minimal. I would like to call it a tourist trap, but we're glad we did it. We about got our eyes poked out with the branches at night. And the current about swept a couple of the non-kayakers away.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got to work out.
We did get a workout, and we had really fun with the beaches and swimming. I didn't know they were so beautiful there.
Oh, they have like one of the third best rated beaches in the world on this little island off the coast, which was very cool.
Right. We met our friends Gene and Ron Ollis there too, who were on the show. And we had a great time with them as well.
Yes. It was super fun, and we had lots of fun adventures, and we were so grateful to be able to go. And the whole reason we went is because we were on the East Coast.
We did.
It was an easy trip.
Right. It was an ambitious trip. We decided to go over to North Carolina. It all started with a wedding that we were going to go to from some
South Carolina.
Very dear friends of ours in South Carolina. And so that evolved to let's go see our nieces and nephews that we adore in North Carolina.
Yes.
So we did that, saw all of them, flew in there, stayed a night with them, took them all out to eat, and then drove down to South Carolina. And shout out to our precious niece Jillian, who made us the best little snack pack. And it was charcuterie boards to go.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, if you've ever had a traveling charcuterie board, I mean, this was over the top, and so
kept us nourished and
nourished for the road trip
down to South Carolina.
Yes,
where we then went to a wedding
on a boat,
which was super fun.
First time ever.
Got to celebrate the beautiful bride and groom. That is just an amazing couple. Did that, spent the night there for one night, then got up early the next morning, flew out to Puerto Rico for about 6 days.
It was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But
so we were
fun.
It was really fun. A tad ambitious when I'm dragging myself up in the morning to fly out to Puerto Rico going, I we should have taken an extra day here. But what was cool is everything went so smoothly, and we started saying the phrase, "It went swimmingly," as we kept going through all the different events.
We did like that.
Yeah,
It
the
was very
travel was
swimmingly.
good. Rental car was ready for us. We ended up getting a Jeep in Puerto Rico for fun. So anyways, yes, it went really well. But we did have a little challenges coming back with some misunderstandings.
Which is why we're bringing this up.
You got it. So today we want to talk about getaways in marriage. And what is a very common issue that couples deal with in marriage when you have your getaways is called the entrance and exit fights. Can I explain those?
Yes. So when you're entering into a vacation or a trip or a getaway, it's a transition, obviously, from normal day-to-day life, and you're going to be spending more time together. You're going to be doing new things, most likely. And so there's a big change that's going to happen. And because of that, it creates anxiety and it creates like nervousness. And oftentimes we're excited because we get to spend time together that maybe we don't normally get to spend that much time together.
Yeah, we get to take time off work.
Right.
We get to do some other adventures that is abnormal to our daily behaviors.
Right. And so just that transition can create stress and it can create conflict.
Right. Right.
And then the exit, when you're exiting from that trip back into reality, that creates conflict as well because we get anxious about losing the connection and losing our fun time, losing our quality time, losing that fun adventure together and going back to just the rat race kind of.
Yeah, so true. That one makes me sad. The exit fight.
It does. And I was saying, I say this to others too, that sometimes people can get confused. Is it exit? Is it entrance? Is it? Because technically you're
doing both.
Right. You're doing both. You're exiting your life and entering vacation, but you're also exiting vacation, entering life in reverse. So it's basically whatever you want to call it. It's the entrance and exit conflicts because it's that transition between being home, being on a trip, being on the trip, coming back home, and the anxiety and the change that happens and how that creates and
tension.
It's happened for us.
Yeah, but we're getting better. And when we discovered this years ago from a dear friend of ours who's a counselor too, and we were doing some of our staff meetings together, and I remember she brought this up, and it's always stuck with me. And it is helped me to prepare for this instead of thinking, gosh, why is this? We're going to have fun. Why is this tension happening here? And so it used to kind of hijack us a little bit starting off on a trip, and then it used to hijack us coming back in the trip. But now, congratulations to us, we just experienced it coming back a little bit.
We did pretty good going.
Yeah, it started in the Denver airport when there was a misunderstanding about an order, and so we kind of got a little edgy with each other, and I'm sure we were both hangry and tired, right? On top of this exit, crisis thing that we were experiencing. Then it kind of snowballed a little bit more from there. Nothing major. They're always silly little spats. And by the way, FYI, whenever it's silly little spats, it's usually because there's something bigger going on underneath it.
Right.
And it was at that point when we're taking a timeout on the plane that I realized, I think we're having some of this exit conflict. That we're exiting this wonderful connection that we've had together, and we know we're getting ready to enter into a really busy week full of work, podcast schedules, parties, different things like that. So as fun as all that is, it was sad and creating some tension for us to not be together when we had such a fun time in Puerto Rico. So
Yeah, we just loved our time, and it doesn't make sense. Why would we be in conflict or be sharp with each other when it was such a loving time? And so that's the confusing part.
Yeah.
Is a lot of people experience that, and then we get edgy with each other, and we're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
We were just so loving and romantic with each other on the beach and snorkeling together. And by the way, that we did swimmingly that too.
We did that swimmingly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we swam swimmingly.
And you lugged the snorkel gear there swimmingly in your.
I did lug the snorkel gear
In
all
your
the way
carry-on.
to Puerto Rico.
Pretty
and
impressive.
I'm so glad we used it, because if we didn't,
There
we would have had another conflict.
I put that on just because I know you carted it down there.
Yeah,
I used it at least 2 to 3 times.
at least. Yeah,
And I stayed in the ocean long enough to burn the back of my legs.
exactly. So yeah, it doesn't make sense in the moment that we would be in conflict after such a beautiful time. But when you realize that this is a very common thing emotionally, because you're experiencing a little mini loss.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And in a sense, you're like grieving that before you're grieving it. Like before you've totally lost it, you're like anticipating the loss. And you're almost going into self-preservation mode.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it. And it gives you compassion for one another. So there we were on the plane, always awkward when you have to sit so close to your partner when you're kind of seething quietly about some silly little thing I don't even remember. And there we can't get away from each other.
You're buckled in.
You're buckled in next to each other. But it was at that moment that I was like, oh, this is the exit thing. And this is where we could stand to grow a little bit more in. And I mentioned it to you, and you did a beautiful job of just really sharing your heart in a way that just really lowered the intensity and volume of it all. It was great leadership for us just to quickly just repair and say, hey, let's just be patient with each other. We're tired. We're hangry. We've got jet lag. And you're right on. We're grieving a little bit that we're losing this really beautiful, special time. So,
so after we took a time out,
yeah,
sitting buckled next to each other, and we took some deep breaths, we were able to process quietly. Because that's the other awkward part, is when you're trying to
whisper fight.
Yeah. When you're trying to work out something like this in a very close space.
Right.
But
we did it.
We did.
Yeah.
And so you can too.
Absolutely, you can.
Because it's worth it. And that's why we're talking about this topic today, is because we want to give you some little pro tips that we have learned through the School of Hard Knocks. And it is something that we want to pass on to you, so that when or if, I don't know if you're one of those couples who can go on vacation and everything is swimmingly and it never has a conflict, but more power to you.
We're not that couple.
We're jealous. But if you're a normal couple like us, and the stress of the exit and entrance affects you, this podcast is for you.
Yes. So we've come up with 5 ways to be able to avoid the exit and entrance conflicts, or at least at the very minimal, turn down the volume on them so they don't become so intense.
Yes.
Because I'm sure many of you have experienced this too, which you think it's going to be a fabulous time, and then, oh my goodness, somebody overdrinks, or, you don't plan for the time, or different things. The next thing you know, the other person's getting their own hotel, or somebody's flying back soon, or whatever, right? But a lot of this is actually really due to this anxiety, this psychological anxiety of being close, because it's the very thing we long for the most, but then also being torn apart from that. So,
which is why the very first thing is preparing.
Yes, 5 things. Number 1 is prepare. Go ahead, talk about that.
Yeah, let me talk about preparation, or what we like to call is expectations too. Is so many times I'll have so many couples in my office talking about how many different trips they have taken and the same exact conflict has happened.
during the trip, before the trip, after the trip. And a lot of this could be prevented if there was preparation as far as what are the expectations? Are we doing all of our time at the pool? Are we snorkeling the whole time? Are we going on hikes? Do you have the kids most of the time, or I have the kids? Do we, are we going out to eat? Are we cooking meals in? All of these things that come up on trips or vacation that affect us, and we have different ideas. We're different, right? Male, female, different personalities, different activity levels, all the things. Or it could be our family background. Like our family always went to Hawaii and did this.
Correct. No, good point. Cultural. Family cultural norms, as well as just even cultural differences. If you have two different ethnic backgrounds too, that can really impede on rituals and what you do and all that kind of thing. So, no, you're right. Talking about it and getting really clear about expectations before you travel together will make a big difference.
Yeah. So be clear on that and take the time. Take the time before your trip to at least outline, like, hey, here's our goals for the trip. Here's kind of what we would like to see happen. And especially if you're going on a trip alone, obviously family trips, different. But if you're going alone and you have expectations for there to be time for romance.
Oh, right. Like that time.
Yeah. Like the time when we took a beautiful romantic cruise for our 10-year anniversary.
And I came with all these cute little sexy outfits I was going to wear, and it was going to be so much fun. And
you did look very cute. And sexy,
I'm not sure you stopped long enough to look at it in between all of your ping pong ball and golf competitions on the cruise boat. I knew
there was a lot of competition.
You came back with a lot of medals and these ridiculous little prizes.
That was when I was young and stupid. And hopefully I'm a little wiser today. And but man, that first place in the putt was pretty amazing.
Was it worth it?
No.
Yeah, that's where we had to just stop and say, wait a minute.
That was before we knew all of this.
It's true. But
information.
I do remember talking about my expectations with you a little bit, but probably not clear enough. Clearly.
Well, obviously, we did not have a clear agenda on that trip. And I think those are just an example because we've done it all. And if there's anything that hasn't been tried, we'll try it. But when you lay that out and you have that, you just prevent conflict that way.
Right. And feel free if you didn't do it. Sometimes we'll do that too. We'll be on trips and we're like, we did not talk about our expectations. And I'm starting to get confused or uncomfortable, or Jake is starting to really, push for his agenda, assuming that that's what I want to. So feel free to say, oh, stop. Hey, we haven't talked about our expectations. And a big one too is, what is our intention? Like, what is our intention for this trip? Is this for us to get closer? Is this for us to spend some really good time with our friends? Is this for a good time for us to have some alone time? There's times we've gone on vacations and I'm like, I want a lot of me time. And
I just want complete relaxation and low activity or different things. And
I want to write, and you're like, I want to, fiddle with fixing things or whatever. Right. So it's like talking about these and whatever you do. And probably the most important is, especially when you're coming together with family, is to be really important, because that's where expectations can really go awry. Because it's normal for the partner to slip back into their family of origin and the role that they play in that family.
Yeah, so that can be nother.
That is
it's almost a whole nother podcast talking about
preparing for family
visits.
Yeah. Absolutely, for sure. Number 2, I would say call it out. So when there is these kind of, like, I would call them silly spats, typically ask yourself, is this possibly an entrance or exit fight? Is this something that we're dealing with that's on a deeper level that is affecting these kind of conflicts and making them bigger than they need to be?
Right.
So call
and
it
now
out.
now you know what to call it, right? Because you've listened to Dr. Jake and Jen talk about this entrance and exit conflict.
Right. And again, it really provokes compassion for your partner, realizing oh my gosh, he's just kind of acting scared because he's going to miss me. Instead, he's being a real jerk, So it provokes the compassion so that you can respond in empathy a little bit more.
Right.
And instead of being able to have these harsh expectations or judgments of one another.
Right. Yeah. Super important. Just call it out. Don't make it bigger than it is. That's going to lower the volume for sure.
That's so true. Did for us for sure.
Mhm.
And as number 3,
Be affirming.
be affirming. This goes a long way.
Yeah. Gratitude,
Yes.
affirmation. Obviously, everybody loves positivity.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody loves to be thanked and shown appreciation. It just lowers the level of defensiveness.
I would say anxiety too, right? It soothes you. So it's common, like when we're leaving the house, it's always like, did you turn this off? Did you close this off? And we don't have any pets anymore, so it's all we have is plants. But did you water the plants? Did you put the dishes in the dish? In different things, right? That have you taken care of these tasks? So you're both scurrying around trying to do that. So many times, I know for me, I'm always saying, thank you, Jake. Thank you for this. Thank you for this, because it helps put me in a good space. And it helps to calm me as I'm thinking and expressing appreciation for you as you've taken out the trash and done a lot of different things that without me even cueing you. And hopefully you like it. But a lot of times it did just more for me to be able to say, I want to focus on what is working and what I'm celebrating right now to calm my spirits.
Well, no, and I think that's important, especially if you're running behind or you're frantic. Sometimes you forget those simple thank yous.
Yeah.
Thanks for loading the car, or thanks for watering the plants, or thanks for,
Right.
whatever it is. It's like you're never going to go wrong with showing appreciation to each other, especially when it's a stressful, where you're exiting the home and exiting that life and entering your trip. That is stressful.
Yeah.
And if you can add some positivity in there, even if your spouse is late and they're making you late to the airport or whatever else, that's a stressful time and that creates anxiety.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
saying, hey, there's always something positive you can find, and that's going to just decrease the intensity.
Yeah, good. Number 4, I would say choose loving connection. So be mindful about choosing a loving connection instead of a tension-filled connection or critical connection.
You remember what I did on the plane?
No.
I grabbed your hand.
Yeah.
And looked you in the eye.
Yeah.
And I created a loving connection. Remember that? When we were trying to...
Yes.
After our timeout. After we took deep breaths.
Yes, it's so true. Buckled in next to each other. Yes, you did. You did a beautiful job of that. And it really did just really regulate and calm me. And then I was able to say, hey, in my timeout, this is what I was contemplating on it. Like, this is another exit fight. This is an opportunity for growth. Which
is the very thing we're fearing losing.
I know.
Is that loving connection. So the antidote to fearing it is giving it.
That's so good. Kind of like giving gratitude if you want to be given.
Exactly. So we're obviously craving that connection. We're anticipating, right? When we're leaving and going into a trip, we're anticipating sometimes the awkwardness or the fear of what is it going to be like to get reconnected. And that's always can be stressful because we may have been, burning the candle at both ends trying to get to the trip. And we, haven't been connected.
Yeah.
But then once we've got connected and we're leaving that, like the best thing when we start to have conflict is to go stop, hold hands, give eye contact.
Yeah. Good point.
And do something regulating in order to to create that loving connection so that you can bring that home.
Yeah, that's so good, Jake. Yeah, that's a beautiful example. I like your call out on yourself. You're exactly right. That's a beautiful example of resetting and creating that connection. And it's also really powerful to be able to say, we might be experiencing some grief and change. And in our line of work, change is called crisis.
Right.
So we're experiencing a mini crisis because we're leaving this beautiful time and coming back into a busy time or season. But how powerful to say, but we can stop at any point and just say, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're okay. And hey, let's be close.
Or even just talking about all the wonderful things we loved about the trip.
Oh, that's good too.
And bringing like what are we going to take home from the trip?
Right.
Which is so important.
True. And this probably just really flows into our next point, which is number 5, is to make space for your relationship. So if it's one of the things that we really like to do is when we come back from a trip is to be able to have a day or two to be able to reset, just sleep in. If it's been traveling a little bit distance, it's like, oh, let's have some time to recover from jet lag.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can give your relationship a slow reentry, that can be really key. Now, we're saying this because we are free birds, empty nesters. We call ourselves free birds, and so it's very different. We will not shame you, young families, because we've been there with the kids, and there's a time and season for everything. And I remember coming home and getting the kids and getting their schedules and getting them back online. But even as a family, we tried to give ourselves a day in between, like a Sunday or a Saturday or something before we all had to hit the road running on Monday.
Right.
So we highly recommend that. Try to give space for your relationship, slow reentries back into normal life. Can be really just kind to your hearts. And also when you come back in, try to keep things kind of minimal.
Low expectations. Yeah.
Low expectations. And here we are filming a podcast on the first day back, but this is fun for us, and you even said to me before we came on, are we having fun? And I was like, yeah, we are. We're having fun, right?
Yeah. We love coming together for these podcasts. And I think that's a fun
connection,
fun connection for us. And so, that's cool. But yeah, what you're saying about giving space when you come home seems like a luxury.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a young family where you're squeezing every ounce of time to get a vacation in or whatever else.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be like, well, you should plan a whole day to spend together to recalibrate.
Right.
It can just be some deliberate moments where it's like, when we come home, we're going to go to bed early together, or we're going to, if we can, have a slow morning before work. Or, sometimes you can't because your work schedule's crazy, or you do shift work or whatever. But keeping in mind that on the relationship, it can be stressful to have the reentry process.
Right.
And so giving space that says, hey, we're going to give lots of hugs and lots of affection and lots of gratitude and lots of kindness. And we're going to have low expectations because we're both tired. We're both grieving. We're both
adjusting.
That's
good, Jake. And it also goes back to one of our core principles in a healthy relationship, which is that co-regulation. Like, how are you coming together to regulate each other? And how are you soothing one another? That is so key. That's not just a doctors Jake and Jen thing. This is scientifically proven that in more recent attachment work, it's so important for us to spend a good portion of our time soothing ourselves and soothing each other.
Right.
So you're right.
just even that moment in the plane where you just took my hand, it just melted. I was like, what am I doing? What are we doing? This was amazing. Then we started talking more about the trip and things.
Right. Yeah.
So when things don't go swimmingly, one of the things we have to understand is have some tools to be able to exit that as quickly as possible. So just a quick summary on this again. The 5 things that we suggest is number 1, prepare for it. Number 2, call it out. This is our entrance exit conflict. Number 3, be affirming and express gratitude. Sets a beautiful container for the relationship to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, choose loving connection. Make a mental, mindful decision to choose it. And then
build oxytocin.
Build oxytocin. Well said. And then number 5, make space for your relationship, especially on reentry.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me think. I was just watching the video of a SpaceX rocket they launched, and it's such a violent reentry back into our atmosphere.
So true. That's
and
great.
There's so much engineering that goes into the heat tiles and all of the things to allow that rocket to safely re-enter our atmosphere.
Yes.
And those ships never come back unscarred.
Yes.
Like, the heat is so intense in that. And I think, that's a good lesson there.
That is a really good lesson.
We gotta make sure we have some heat shields and we have some preparation and we know how to handle that re-entry, because it can be really aggressive or really difficult.
That's really good.
So
I was thinking on my feed about little Punch the Monkey and how his feeder, when he waits by the door for his feeder to come and feed, and as soon as his feeder comes out, he recognizes him and he jumps on him and he clings onto him. And I think of that all the time too, is if animals need that connection, that closeness, and they're longing for their person, right? We need that too as humans, to be able to.
True.
Who can we lunge ourselves at to feel safe and secure and to have that moment to center and stabilize?
Honey, I will feed you. You can jump on me all you want. Just like Punch the Monkey.
So you've got the rocket thing going. I got the little Punch the Monkey. You know what I think would be funny one time?
Yeah.
Let's just trade our phones for a day. And then I'll watch all the stuff that you...
Yeah, our feeds are so different.
And I'll just go through and really like, the Punch the Monkey type stuff. And then you can like all these little techno stuff.
Educate each other.
We'll totally educate each other. That would be really funny.
So you're saying that no SpaceX videos are coming up on your phone?
What is SpaceX? Just kidding. No, none of those are coming up. I keep getting informed by you and I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's very helpful.
It's exciting. All right, should I give him the crown jewel for today?
Yeah, but before you say that real quick, is just to reassure all of us that perfection is never the goal on this.
Yes.
It's progress. It's growing, it's connection, it's learning how to do relationships better, growing better together, developing character, and developing resiliency is huge. And that's the only way we can do that is with relationships.
Yeah. And don't beat yourself up. We're trying to normalize this and saying, hey, exit and entry conflicts are so common.
Yeah.
And just knowing about them and knowing how to, try to prevent them or how to recover from them.
And repair quickly.
Yeah. But don't beat yourself up because it happens to the best of us.
It sure does. So yes.
Crown jewel.
Give them the crown jewel.
Crown jewel connection is our deepest longing.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest fear that we are going to lose it.
Yes.
So just accept, prepare, and make sure that the conflict stays small and that we focus on reconnecting.
Yes. Right. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us again. If you haven't already, and if you want to subscribe to our newsletter, go on to our website, drsjakeandjen.com. That's 2 N's on Jen. And subscribe to our newsletter, and you will get a whole preview of upcoming episodes. And we're we're just so glad you joined us. Subscribe to our channel and share it with somebody else that might benefit.
Absolutely. And remember to live, love, and lead better together, right?
All right.
Thank you so much. We cheer you on, wishing you the very best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.